So let's get to it. Let's get to actually creating it. So here it is. I'll be going through pretty much the big picture, and then we'll get granular. I'm gonna go through it exactly, show you how to fill it out and how to do it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start filling it out today. I'm gonna get you to do it. It's interactive to start filling out today. Then what you're gonna do is once it's somewhat even like 20% complete, we're gonna share it with your existing team and every new hire going forward. Important part is we're going to continue adding to it over time. This is not one of those things that you create and then you launch. First you create, even if it's somewhat like minimum viable SOP, we create it, we launch it, we pass it to our team and any new hires, and then you continuously adding over time. It's crucial. I have my SOP from 5 or 6 years ago that I'm still adding to every single week. Very important. And something we'll touch upon, and shortly, we're gonna have a rule of thumb going forward. The rule of thumb is this: from now on, we're gonna always record all of our trainings moving forward, okay? All trainings, as soon as you hear, I gotta train somebody, that has to be recorded. And I'll share with you exactly how to record it and how to add it into your SOP. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to the SOP. So what you wanna do, you don't wanna click on request access. What you want to do is click on file and make a copy for yourself, just like that. And go ahead and make a copy and drop it off into your Google Drive folder. You should be able to make a copy even on a mobile phone, so you should be okay. All right, so first make a copy. That's the first step. And let's go through it. And by the way, right here, we have table of elements. Everything is all here. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through it. And your goal is today is to start filling it out. But right now, I'm going to do a kind of overview of what it is, why is it in here, and how to fill out. Anywhere there's a bracket is obviously a place where you're going to be customizing it. So if it says law firm name, then you just put your law firm name. So you know what? Let me just make a copy so you can see exactly how I do this. So law firm name, what you can do, Command F if you're on a Mac, or Control F if you're on a Windows. And you're going to bring up this Control Find. Right here, you're going to click that little setting right there, right here. And you're going to put in law firm name. And you're going to replace with, you're going to put your law firm name. So now anytime there's a mention of law firm name, you're going to do a replace all. There we go. We just did a replace all. Then you have be on the first page. It's kind of like the intro. Just imagine a new employee joins your company. They don't know anything about you. You're essentially your new person. Nobody has known anything about you. So you kind of have to give them a warm welcome. So it's a short little welcome. It's basically an overview of what, exactly what you need to do. And we're excited to have you. So this part, it's all here. Next is upfront. You want to share your mission, who you help, what are the benefits of your law firm, and basically who are the people that you're helping. Okay. Our law firm helps entrepreneurs start the business without dealing with complicated legal forms. This also helps you create your one-liner, which is another training I could do. It's basically with clarity. It tells your team exactly who you're helping, how you're helping them, and what are the pain points that you help them avoid. Our most common clients are, give it a little description, who your ideal clients are. There are people that are considering a divorce. They're probably at this point very confused and probably really overwhelmed, and some little information about them. Let's move on to the next one. Next is core values. Every company and every law firm should have core values. This is essentially the big picture. Oh, this is what I want everybody to embody. Okay, these are my little mindset shift for your team. Okay, so you can look up company core values and mission statements, things like that, to help you create these. I gave you 3 of my own personal ones. These are the ones that we use for all of our law firms. Number 1 is we're client obsessed. Okay, our focus is on the clients, because we understand the more we can serve our clients and more value we can provide to our clients, the better the law firm will do. Number 2, I'm huge on the 80-20 Purdy principle. So we apply the 80-20 Purdy principle to everything we do. I instill this into our employees. 80% of our results come from 20% of our actions. Let's always be strategic. Let's be smart. We don't need to worry about everything and everyone. Let's get laser focus on what works best. And let's eliminate any tasks, distractions, or clients that slow us down. And number 3, big picture matters most. Big picture. Everybody always focuses on the small picture. I like to think big. Biggest picture you could focus on. We don't get slowed down on the small details. We act fast and implement as soon as we learn. Okay. Again, these are just some of mine, but feel free to come up with yours and have at least three, those ideas that you want your employees to kind of embody in themselves. Next is what we love about our law firm. These are just a little bit more things that, get to know our law firm essentially. Well, we're always available to communicate to our team members on Slack. I want everybody to know that you can communicate with anybody on Slack. We'll talk about in a little bit. Number 2, most of us work remotely from all over the world, which is really cool. Number 3 is everybody understands is we use video to effectively communicate messages. I'll be sharing with you the tool that we do that. This is huge for us. We have crystal clear communication with each other. We understand each other. We could use that tool to be able to, again, understand each other and know exactly what everybody needs to do. Number 4, we reply fast to emails. Quickness, I realized early on in my career, one of the best ways to differentiate me and our other law firms and our competitors is if I can quickly respond back to every email and text and call, then I'll be able to do much better than my competitors. So we make that a thing. I try to make sure to have 24/7 coverage. We make sure that we understand the urgency behind everything, and we always reply back fast to everything. And number 5 is we're transparent about our mistakes. Everybody who works with me understands that I don't get upset really when it comes to mistakes or things like that, because mistakes happen. We're all human. So I want everybody to be transparent. I want everybody to be okay. Hey, Sam, either I'm going to be late or I messed up on this thing. It's better to have that clear communication, share the mistake. We could learn from it, see if we can fix it and move on. But there's no reason to get upset over mistakes. So I want that to be for everybody to feel comfortable to share their mistakes instead of, not telling us and then later down the line, something happens. Okay. So again, you could take these ideas, or if there's important things that you want your employees and your team members to know about your law firm, put that in here. If not, if you don't know what that is, just leave these 5 or the ones that are most relevant for you. And let's move on. These are the steps that you want everybody on your team to take, no matter who they are. Doesn't matter if they're an intaker, case manager, a lawyer, whoever. These are the things that you want everybody to be on board. And I've been able to kind of create this, which I think are kind of necessary or important things for everybody to be able to do, to set up. Okay, these are the first steps. Number 1, make sure you're using Chrome as your browser. I require everybody to use Chrome. There's a lot of benefits to it. Number 2 is install Slack on your computer for internal communication with our team. Number 3, join Slack here. I get an invite link from Slack, and all they have to do is to click on that link and be able to join our Slack. Number 4, install 1Password as our password manager so we can share passwords with you. And yes, I did switch from LastPass to 1Password. I used to use Dashlane for two years. Then I upgraded to LastPass, and I used LastPass for like 3-4 years. And then recently, in 6 months ago, I switched over to 1Password. And 1Password is significantly better than LastPass or Dashlane. So right now, I strongly believe that 1Password is the best, and it's been very clean, no glitches, super quick, super fast, and it's been amazing. Okay, so I require everybody to then download 1Password as the password manager. Next is get them to install Loom on their Chrome browser. That's the reason why I want them to use Chrome, because there's these plugins that they can install on their Chrome that helps them work with us. So one of those is Loom that allows us to quickly send video instructions. Next is Grammarly. You never have to worry about your team or your VAs making spelling or grammar mistakes. This is a game changer. If you don't have it installed, install Grammarly on your computer. It automatically catches all those mistakes that either you or your team members make anywhere that they're typing. So you never have to worry about that. Besides telling them to download these things and install these things, I want them to start learning how to use it. So I have 3 videos that I pulled out. Well, I want you to learn how to use Slack. Also, we use Mixmax, which is, I could make a whole training about how Mixmax is so powerful, which is basically how I use to automate my email inbox. That might be in one of our future trainings. I've been able to free myself up from 2 of my email inboxes completely. I barely answer email these days. I create systems around it, and then I have my virtual assistants and my team answering my emails for me. But that's another story. So I teach them how to use Mixmax by sending them to a YouTube video right there. And I also get them to also get familiar with how to use Loom, because I want them to use Loom as well. So that is all here. All they have to do is to click on that.
Hey, everybody.
And instead of me training them, hey, go here and learn how to use Loom. And then number 10 is, hey, here's the list of tools that you should become familiar with so that people are not confused. Well, we use Gmail for answering emails. We use Slack for team communication. We use JotForm for our online forms. We use Calendly for our booking system. And we use PayPal and Stripe for payment collection. Or maybe I use this for document collection. I use this for that. So you could think about all the tools that you do use, and be able to clarify upfront, hey, these are the tools that we use, this is how it's used, so that everybody's on the same page. Again, if you see opportunities for you to add your own. Number 11, it's a catch-all. If you have any specific questions, please message our team manager, Anna. At this point, once I create this SOP, I don't train. This SOP does the training for you, which I'll show you in a second how I do that. And then I put them under a VA or somebody who's been with us for a long time. And that person finishes off the training and basically the onboarding. So I basically that way I'm able to delegate even that part to someone else. Number 12 is also create a video that kind of goes over this whole process that I'm sharing with you. And it kind of explains, hey, I want you to first read this, install these tools. And then depending on your position, which we'll get to in a second, this is the part that's most relevant for you. Okay, so that's where that's linked out. And I'll show you exactly how to link that out. And then number 13, which I shared with you, I showed them up front, hey, your performance is based on you knowing what's expected of you. So if at any point you don't know what's expected of you, please let us know because it's very crucial for us. And then a send off, we're excited to have you on our team. You're part of a great family. Make people feel good to be part of your team. Okay. So these are essentially, again, the meat of the parts of the first things that I want them to do. So, you could touch it up. You could add your picture if you like. If not, you could just remove your picture. And I also add in some social proof from our team. Usually have a full page full of good testimonials from the rest of our team showing that this is a good place to work. The social proof isn't just for your leads and your clients. It also can be used for your team, which is a pretty cool, nifty way to use this. Page 3 is important notes. Important notes is important, more notes, more things that you want everybody to really instill in themselves. Well, I want everybody to respond back to emails quickly because time kills deals. Because email is a time sensitive issue, responding quickly will always be seen as a good thing by the prospect. Okay, as I shared with you, I want people to answer quickly. Every email to also be personalized. And then any other notes are things that I want everybody to instill. Again, this is something that you could come up with over time. Maybe right now you're like, well, I'm going to tell everybody. It's okay. Just know you have a place where what is those pieces of advice or things that you want everybody, like imagine all your employees are sitting in one room. Like I want everybody to be on this same page as us regarding this. There you go. I'll make it bigger. Okay. So that's where that goes. See if any of this is relevant for you. If not, all you can do, just delete it. And just know you can come back and fill it up with whatever important notes that you want everybody on your team to kind of pay attention to. Next, on page 4 is I want everybody to have clarity on exactly who's who, what's their job title, and what are the specific tasks that they're doing, and what's their number one goal for their position. This is all about team building and hiring your dream team. I do a whole module just about this, just this one page, which I think is crucial. A lot of people are missing, but simply all it is just the name of all your employees and your virtual assistants, their job titles, and 1 to 3 things that they're responsible for to do on a consistent, ongoing basis. Everybody gets access to this SOP. That means everybody will see this, and I'll show you where it will be relevant for them individually. But I want everybody to see this because I want everybody to understand the big picture. You're responsible for this. You're responsible for this. And that's how also we have be able to connect the 2 different organizations, like the intake team and the client onboarding team and everyone else. Everybody knows who's responsible for that. And they know how to communicate internally with Slack, which I'll show you in a second how to do that. So yeah, you're kind of creating the infrastructure and the organization's teams behind it and giving clarity to everybody exactly what the big picture looks like. And also on the individual basis, you've given them clarity on exactly what they need to do. Okay. So you're going to take every single employee that you have and essentially put their name, their job title. And if you don't know this, you need to put in clarity. What are they responsible for on an ongoing basis? What's crucial here is that you're not overwhelming them with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Again, I have a whole module just on this. We want everybody to have divisions, things that they're responsible for, that's all related. And the way that I kind of think about it, big picture, is pre-client, post-client. Pre-client to get them signed up to become a client. So that's your intakers and things like that. And then post-client, it's kind of like your onboarding specialists, people that do the filings, things like that, kind of serving the clients. And the third division could be marketing and business development, things like that. Okay, so just for now, all you have to do is, just to start you off, is to write down your main employee, what their name is, what their title is. The title is huge because again, it gives them clarity on exactly what they're responsible for. And if their work seems vague of what they're working on, or maybe I have somebody who just does a little bit of everything, that's something that we need to optimize over time. Ideally, everybody should have their own specific roles, all related to exactly what they need to do going forward on a consistent, ongoing basis. So 3 divisions. It's always pre-client, post-client, marketing. Take your top employee, put their name here, put their title, put what are they responsible for. And then very important, this is something that's crucial that I think a lot of people miss. Every person who works on your team needs to have a crystal clear number one goal for their role. And it's a little bit easier when it's like a little performance-based position. Let's just say if they're a client onboarding specialist, what I want you to collect 20 clients' documents per month. So ideally, it's always going to be a number, and it's always going to be either per week, per month, sometimes per quarter. That's what usually for higher position levels. Okay, so think about what is the most important number for them, for their role, and then how many per week or per month that they have to achieve. Sometimes, you may have, your first 1 or 2 hires. It's always like the general one that just does a little bit of everything. And this is one of the exercises that I put all of our members in. It's called building your dream team up front. Basically, it's an exercise that helps you figure out exactly if you had unlimited resources to hire whoever you want. Okay, so you do it based on unlimited potential, like who you want. Don't worry about how much the cost is. We draft out exactly what those positions are, what they're going to be doing, what their number one goal is. And then based on that, we go hire. And then we basically create goals for them. And then we basically hold them accountable to that number one goal. That's like the most efficient way to be able to get the highest performance from your team. Once you get one down, go through the exercise, then your second one will be a little bit easier. And let's just say you don't have employees or whatever, then you're going to do it based on the question is, if you have unlimited resources, time and money to go hire all the positions you need, who would that be? You kind of create my wish list. This is exactly what their title is, what they're going to be doing, and number one, what's the goal. We go hire based on that. And pretty much you're going to have all your employees clarity, exactly what they're going to be doing and their goal. Now that everybody on your team is clear on exactly what everybody needs to do, then we get to the nitty-gritty of exactly the actual protocols that they need to take. And I've tested different ways to be able to structure this, and this is the right structure for this. Okay, you create the structure based on the who, then the what. The who is essentially the position, intakers, the client onboarding specialists, the case managers, the Google review collection manager. It's the position title. Okay, so you break it down, you break the divisions into kind of like the roles, the position titles, or job titles, whatever you want to call it. And then the how to is the overarching big thing they're going to be doing. How to is consistently sign up 10 clients a week. You can incorporate their goal into the how to, so it's crystal clear not only what they're doing, but what they're hoping to achieve. So the intakers have clarity. When they're sign on, hey, you're an intaker, welcome. We're going to go through this protocol, and then you're going to go to page 5, and under intakers is exactly what you're going to do. How to consistently sign up 10 clients a week. This is exactly what you need to do. And what you need to do is to first make a list of what needs to be done. Okay, you're breaking down the big picture into actual tasks that they need to do. For example, make sure you're logged into Ring Central and taking on calls and not missing any calls. That's number one. Number 2 is to follow the SOP here. Either it will be a video or follow the script below to talk to prospects to qualify. And if they qualify, send retainer agreement to sign on the Zoom call. If they refuse, sign on this first Zoom call, then get specific date on when you will follow up with them to get the retainer agreement signed. Then follow up at least 5 times by making 5 calls, 5 texts until client signs retainer agreement. You're putting the what into writing in a very succinct, short way, but you're also going to be using a tool, which we'll get to in a second, using Loom, a video, where you're going to record these video instructions. You're going to I'll show you exactly how to do this. You record a video of your screen plus a video of you talking this out and showing exactly what is to be done. Once client signs retainer agreement, we will receive email notification from just a DocuSign. Then the client will be transferred to our client onboarding specialist. Can we see examples how to have the tasks broken down on your team to get an idea? So this is it. I will be doing this with people that are going to be joining Legal Funnel. So I'll talk about that. I'll be going through exactly this kind of exercise with everybody, because I had to create these exact systems when it comes to every part: how to sign up clients, how to onboard clients, how to collect documents from clients, how to collect payments, how to collect outstanding payments, pretty much everything that needs to be done for a client to be served. I've already created those. So yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But for now, just do your best. It's your first exercise doing this. I want you to go through the motions. Do your best. And again, if you're doing this yourself, if you're doing the intaking yourself, then you're gonna write how you're doing it, but you're gonna put in the voice of someone else doing it for you. You ideally want to take these tasks off your hands. Next, client onboarding specialist. Every time, as soon as the client is signed up. So how to onboard new clients and collect their documents. So as soon as new client signs up, they get notified via blah, blah. The first is always the trigger. When this happens, that's your trigger. So always create the triggers. What's the first thing that happens for you to go pick it up where you need to do? And then literally to think about that. Think about the process. Like you're watching it being done. You're kind of typing out, kind of illustrating what is being done. And again, if you're doing this yourself, totally fine. Just write what you do. As soon as a new client signs up, we get notified via Stripe, or DocuSign, or whatever. Then what is the next step you take? Then we send text using RingCentral, or call using RingCentral, and follow the script below to confirm the documents and collect any missing documents. Here's the list of documents we need. If they need a divorce, they need alimony. I have no idea. Kind of things like that. Clarity, all the different situations, what that is. And you're not trying to cover every base. You're just trying to cover 70 to 80% of the base, okay? Usually 70 to 80% of the cases in the clients are more or less the same. You're just gonna cover the big bases. You're not gonna cover what happens if somebody got a divorce and it's like they only have 7 days until this court thing is due. You create that protocol over time for those special cases or things like that. How do you handle time-sensitive issues being served by VAs in other time zones? All of our VAs work in our time zone, depending on what they're doing. Most of them, we want them to work in our time, and most of them do, which surprises me, but a lot of them do. So that's not an issue. Simply typing out with clarity. When this happens, you're like, we were watching it, and you're just typing out exactly what's being done. You're just typing it out. And that will be good. If you at least got one of these down, that would be a good place to start. Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.